If I was starting over and I needed to make some guaranteed fast money, something that I could rely on in and month out, the first thing that I would do without question is start drop shipping on Poshmark. It is the safest, most proven and predictable, and the easiest way to get an extra $1,000 to $3,000 in your pocket every month going forward. Is it as scalable as something like Shopify, Amazon, or TikTok Shop? No. Will it make you a millionaire? No. But it is so simple that anybody can start it today and be making decent money very fast. And I've personally done this for the last several years myself, simply because it's so easy and it's hard to walk away from an automatic 1 to 3K profit every month. And that pretty much shows up on autopilot now that I've hired a virtual assistant to manage and run it all. This method doesn't require spending any money upfront to acquire customers either, since you can leverage Poshmark's organic traffic and buyers that are already actively searching for products to make sales. And the great thing about it is that a lot of it can be automated with software too. More on this shortly. Now, just like drop shipping everywhere else, you don't need to purchase large sums of inventory ahead of time. You only need to purchase products after you get a sale and after you're guaranteed to profit. You can leverage other people's logistics and other people's inventory. The main issue with dropshipping here specifically is that you need to use their shipping labels. And this is both a drawback, but it is also a benefit. Because unlike dropshipping on other sites, you can't simply facilitate the transaction remotely, ordering it directly to the customer and just providing the tracking number into that order. You need to order it to yourself first, then use the Poshmark label to either drop it off at the post office or have your mailman pick it up. And yeah, this adds another step in the process and a little bit more complexity, but because of this added step, dropshipping competition on this site is extremely low. And you can rake in the sales because you're competing against other resellers who now need to have their inventory on hand before they can list it. Where you and I can list thousands of items or tens of thousands of items realistically from other websites we don't actually have yet, which obviously gives us a massive advantage. Now, before I give you my exact formula for success here, I want to make sure that you understand that technically dropshipping is against their terms of service on Poshmark. You are not supposed to dropship on the platform. And some people try to dropship here directly with a thank you note using the label, which can work for a short period of time, but when they catch on, which will inevitably happen when a buyer complains, you will lose your account entirely. It is not worth it. Go for the long-term proven method, not the thank you note method that's going to end up with a suspension a month or two from now. However, since we are using the Poshmark labels instead, we won't run into many issues, and we're somewhat abiding by the platform rules anyway, which require you to ship the product out from your location yourself using the Poshmark label, all of which we're doing. So step one is to list a lot of products. Remember, we don't have to purchase these ahead of time, which is our massive advantage, so the only cost to list here is our time. This business model is simple no matter the platform. When you retail dropship and there's zero cost for you to list something, you want to list as much as you can. Now, the more products that you have up, the more metaphorical fishing poles that you will have in the water, and the more fish that you'll catch. It is simple math. I promise you, I'm not special, far from it, okay? The reality is I just list more than a lot of people, that's all. And you can list from websites like Amazon using Prime, Walmart using Walmart Plus, Target's another good one, or any site realistically where you can have the product in hand in your location in 2 to 3 days, maybe 4 max. Now, Poshmark gives you 3 days to ship the product out, and they actually do give you a few more days than that as well. You just get warned after 3 days to ship. So in my experience, it can be sometimes 5 days, 6 days, or even 7 days depending on the order. But as a rule of thumb, list products that you can have on hand within 2 to 3 days max, and you'll succeed here. That's why I suggest using Amazon Prime and Walmart Plus to start with, because there's millions of high quality products with good pictures and good descriptions that can ship to you very fast. And when you list them, you just mark them up a decent amount because Poshmark fees are relatively high, possibly the highest of all retail platforms. And that's how you can make money. I typically mark my products up 75% and still get plenty of sales because that's obviously higher to account for the offer bot that we're about to talk about here in a second. Now, I'm able to do all this listing automatically using a software called ZDrop. It copies products from sites like Amazon and Walmart, for example, as well as hundreds of other retail suppliers as well, to Poshmark or dozens of other sites as well in seconds. It's going to copy the title, the description, and the pictures, as well as automatically mark the price up by a certain percentage, whatever you designate, to ensure that you make more money when it sells. There are two ways that I pump out hundreds of product listings every single day. So first, I use the bulk feature on ZDrop, which lets you add dozens of products to a queue with a click of a button, and then the software just lists them all for you while you're doing something else. You just need to come back, edit a few things around, and publish the listings. So you can realistically copy products extremely fast. You don't have to do it manually like I used to when I started, which was a headache. Or second, I have virtual assistants that list for me for as little as $2 an hour. Now, you can hire assistants from places like the Philippines, on Facebook groups, Upwork, Fiverr, or onlinejobs.ph, which is my personal favorite site, because the cost of living in their country might be significantly lower. Making $2 an hour is a very desirable job, for example. And it's a win-win situation in that aspect because they get a decent wage and the ability to work from home with their families, and we get a remote worker to automate that task for us. And obviously that's just where they're starting at. As they go up in the tier and they prove themselves over a long period of time, they do get raises and bonuses just the same. And I have an entire outsourcing playlist full of insight on how I do this a little bit more in depth. If you want to know more, just check the link to it at the bottom of the description. Now, once you're able to list a lot of products fast, either with the bulk list feature on ZDrop or a VA, or both, then you're realistically ready for the next step. So step 2 is to start increasing the visibility of the listings that you are listing to get more sales. Now on Poshmark, you can do this by sharing a ton. There's many reasons that this helps increase your sales, but the simplest way to put it is that sharing not only directly puts your products in front of potential shoppers' news feeds, but more importantly, it increases how high you show up in search rankings for related keywords to that product, which is the real bread and butter. This is because Poshmark search results are often auto-sorted by most recently shared for most buyers, unless they manually change it each time, which nobody realistically does. The issue with this, obviously, is that nobody has time to sit around all day and just share, which again is where software comes in. Now, just like drop shipping on the site, I want to hit home that technically using software to automate sharing of your closet is also against Poshmark's terms of service. But I'd also like to tell you that you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that's selling a decent amount on the site that does not use it. Everybody does it. It is more the rule than the exception now, and Poshmark's been very aware of this for years and done nothing. They don't care as long as you're taking good care of their customers, you're shipping the correct products that you list out, and you're not causing them a problem. So the two main softwares that I use to automate this are Simple Posture and now Posh Sidekick as of recently. Both of these softwares automate the sharing and offering discounted prices for past likers to drive more sales. Trust me, you need software like this to compete on the platform with good products, and software like this you can make decent money fast, and you almost assuredly will if you put in some consistent work. But without it, you are just wasting your time. Now, another way to stand out is to differentiate yourself from all the other sellers just using stock photos. As we know, the number one thing that sways a potential buyer or not, no matter the platform, is the listing pictures. One of the benefits of using a supplier like Amazon or Walmart is they generally always have high quality photos that you can already use. But another way to make your listings even better and make the purchasing decision super easy for the customer is to showcase somebody actually wearing or using the product. This is buyer psychology 101. A customer is much more likely to purchase if they can picture themselves using the product and how it would fit into their life rather than just seeing a white background image. So then, am I telling you to model all your products or use them in a video and then take pictures of it? No, of course not. That is unrealistic. But you can use a software like iPhoto.ai to do this for you automatically. Now with iPhoto, you can change the background of photos instantly. You can also remove the background entirely, or my favorite, you can even put the product on an AI avatar instantly and then showcase it in action. That means if you're listing a shirt, for example, instead of just using boring stock images on the listing, you can upload the picture of that product to this site and get back better product photos that are differentiated than everyone else that might also be selling that product. And when it comes to retail drop shipping, that can be a major advantage, since one thing that some customers, not a lot, but some might do is price check your product quickly. But if you're using different AI avatar photos, they'll not only look better, but that customer won't be able to find the product elsewhere on somewhere like Amazon or Walmart, and you won't lose out to savvy customers willing to check around to see if they can find that product cheaper on another site. And once you scale, those missed sales that we're talking about specifically here can add up fast. It is a game changer, not only for retail drop shipping on Poshmark, but honestly drop shipping and e-commerce in general. So if you'd like to try iPhoto, you can do so through the first link in the description. It can help your listings a ton. Now, as far as Poshmark's concerned, many people are still sleeping on this untapped gem of a platform, in my opinion. Yes, you do need to relabel the packages and take them to the post office, but it's not that much work or that much time invested, and you can make good money. I still do it every single day. I'm going to the post office later. Plus, it's a cool little break for me to get out of the office and out of the house for a change. People all over the place are looking for a way that they can make an extra $1,000 or more from home. Maybe you want to supplement your income with a side hustle. Maybe you're looking to just get into e-commerce or drop shipping, but you're struggling to find success elsewhere. Whatever it is, this, in my opinion, offers the best way to build a proven, consistent income fast. That way you're not spinning your wheels over and over again, not getting any results. You can start this way, shore up some real money that's coming in every single month. And then if you want to, once you have some money in your pocket every month, use some of that profit to go after something that's more scalable, with more higher leverage and more potential. But you don't need to take my word for it. Try it out yourself. I've literally broken down everything that I do in this video and spoon-fed it to you. So if you appreciate that and you like videos like this, please give the video a like. I rarely ask for it. You can consider that my tip. You have nothing to lose but time and effort because listing on Poshmark is free, and it is an opportunity that can simply change your life and put more money in your pocket. But as always, this is just what works for me, so I really hope it helps.